Welcome to Mystic Hammers.
Welcome to my Cayo Perico guide, where I will be showing you how to loot all areas that I know of at the airstrip. This will help to maximize your looting chance of obtaining as much get up and go, especially if you are going for bearer bonds, like I am in this run. I will run through a few tips to make your run a lot faster, as looting both areas at the airstrip will take longer. At the compound, I will show you how to run that area without obtaining the gate keys, as you won't get them every time. I will also run you through the second fastest route to take without setting off the alarm. There is another route that's a couple of seconds faster, but this route that I'm going to take is the easiest. When we get to the compound, I'll explain a little trick behind the fingerprint scanner that might make your life easier. For this run, when setting up the heist, you will want to select the long fin as your approach vehicle and scope out the drainage tunnel. The long fin will be the fastest way to travel to and from the airstrip to the drainage tunnel, and the drainage tunnel will be the best way to enter the compound for the route that I will show you when we get there. So let's dive on in and head for the airstrip first and gather that loot I showed you how to scope out in my last guide. It's a fairly linear route, just follow where I go. Keep an eye to the right alongside the island at the beginning while you're in the long fin, as you may be able to spot an Easter egg of the Loch Ness Monster. Pavel will say something big is on the radar, then proceed to say it's okay, it's just an old friend that will tell you it spawned on this run. So keep an eye out for that rare monster. You can also see a sand sculpture of Nessie at the beach party, and upon sending a picture of it to Pavel, you will get some rare in-game script. I've marked out 3 possible spawn locations for you, as Nessie can appear in random locations. I found out it can also spawn in open water, so you will need your head on a swivel to catch a glimpse. I kept a look to my right even after this corner, just in case.
GPS tracker confirmed. I have your position. I will also access compound CCTV once you are inside.
Not on this run, maybe next time. Now I've spanned the camera round and I'm not looking for Nessie. You can actually see where I'm going. You want to just head straight, keep going towards the airstrip. When the flight tower becomes visible, you can use that as a good point of reference. Okay, here we are. If you can turn the boat here and reverse the boat next to this rock, it will prevent the tide from taking the boat out. That will save time having to swim out 20 to 30 feet to retrieve your boat when we come back. Now just navigate through the brush, avoiding the lookouts on either side of you. Once you've broken through the brush, you'll notice the section of airstrip you're familiar with from the scope out in my last guide. Here you want to take out the guard with a headshot as far left as you can. Before or behind, the 4x4 will work best. This was a little further than I would have liked, but it will still work. If you shoot him at the entrance of the hangar or anywhere past it, a patrol car will spot the body and raise the alarm. First off, once inside the hangar, we want to cut the chain to the lower loot spot for the forklift trick. If you need to loot this lower section, go ahead and do that first, before getting the forklift, as you may block the entry point with the forklift in order to gain the loot on the next level. This little trick will shave a few seconds off your time. Instead of trying to pick up the crate with the forklift, just drive into the open gate, pressing the forklift fully against the wall. If you place it right, you can still access this lower section. Just make sure to lift the bed of the forklift in order to make this trick viable. As you can see, I've skipped picking up the Wonga on the lower level. I'm just going for the get up and go, as this has the highest value. As explained in my other guide, you can only carry 2 lots of the go because it weighs more, which also helps speed things up as you don't need to loot several piles of loot, taking up valuable seconds off the clock, which only really matters if you're going for the elite challenge.
By the way, you will always have room in your bag for main objective. I have crafted special compartment for us. As my uncle would say, you kill the moose, you carry it home.
Now we're going to make our way to the second area of the airstrip for some more go-go that I scoped out earlier. What you want to do here is run over the runway towards the concrete barrage by the electric box to avoid the camera to your left. Once around the camera, climb the wall to get onto the roof of the closest building. From there, we need to take out the guard across the way on the balcony. Then the camera to our left to clear this compound, making it safe to grab the loot. Once we've cleared that area, we need to clear our escape route by taking out another camera. You can take out the guard if you need to, but it's not always necessary. When you take out the camera, make sure the guard has passed it a good way, or he will notice it break and fall. You can cut the power at the power box by that guard and camera, but it takes too much time. This will be the best route to take.
International black market, and we are his financial crisis.
With a nice full bag of go-go, we can now get back to the boat. Take a right when you come out the barn and jump the wall, and because we took out the guard and camera, we can get to the boat without being spotted. I didn't park that very well. At least it didn't drift too far. Now we need to take the same route we took to get here and head for the drainage grate next to the compound. I doubt you'll see Nessie, but it didn't stop me from looking. I will do a guide soon on how to run through the missions to set up the Cayo Perico heist, so keep an eye out if you think you'll find that helpful. My next guide will be how to achieve an elite run using the gate keys.
You know, I think this will be the most profitable job of my career. On days like this, I am glad I left the Navy.
Time to take the plunge and progress to the next stage of this guide, the easiest second fastest route to run the compound without the gate keys.
Okay, next stop, maintenance.
It might be a good idea to equip your rebreather if you can't hold your breath for too long. If using a controller, hit left on the D-pad, and don't forget to interact with the second grate at the end of this swim, though it does take a little while to load up. I'm not concerned about my health going down, as it will fill back up after loading in. You shouldn't be getting shot at even if it didn't refill if you follow this guide.
Perfect. As we say in Navy, you want the element of surprise? Choose least hygienic option. Now, enjoy your little swim, yes?
Here comes the best section of the guide, the main heist, right? We need to run to the top of the steps and take a left, follow the railing until you're faced with some trees, then take a second left past the water fountain. Once past the fountain, immediately turn right and jump the wall. In between the wall and the palm tree, jump onto the bush. Hold here for 1 second and let the guard move on before you jump up. You can get your gun out ready if you have idle thumbs. Then follow him to the gate and wait for him to stop at the gate before you take him down, so they don't come across the dead body. To pistol whip him press fire when up close without aiming. Next up at the next set of stairs, there's another guard that needs a good pistol whipping. You don't have to wait for him to move. You can clonk him on the spot. Once you're done with that guard, there's just one more to go. When you make your way up this next set of stairs, the guard will start moving. Don't run full speed, or you'll get to the guard before he comes down the stairs. If you get there before him, just wait for him to get to the bottom of the stairs before you shoot or clonk him one. No keys on this run, so we need to use the elevator. First, we need to pick up the key card on the office table and loot the hidden safe for some extra wonga.
It would be rude not to check the safe, I think.
For the fingerprint cloner, there's a simple little trick that can help you out. Line up the top of the print, which will be obvious. Then when you drop to the second line, or section of the print, scroll until you see the top of the print again, then go across 1. Drop to the next line, line up the top of the print again, and go across 2, then 3 for the next one, so on and so forth. All the sections of the print are in order. Just follow this simple process and you'll get past this bit with ease. Unless you miscount. I got stuck on the last print as I miscounted and had to redo the whole print. If I got the print and made a run for the gate at the end, I would have got the elite objective. So it is possible to get the elite objective and loot the second area at the airstrip by following this strat. And there's my mistake on the 4th line. I went across 4 instead of 3, which threw me off. Then I started panicking, which led to more mistakes. If it helps, this trick also works backwards. You can start at the bottom and go through it in reverse, lining up the bottom of the print and going left. For the purpose of this guide, I've left my mistakes in to showcase how much time you can shave off implementing this technique with the scanner. I've left my own timer to show how much time I could have made up since making my first mistake. This whole run was 15 minutes 56 seconds. If I was to take off the time I took since my first mistake, I would have completed the run around the 14-minute mark. I left the timer running whilst editing this video, and I managed to go into the kitchen and flip over my roast potatoes. When I came back, the timer was still running. Wow, 1 minute 51 seconds. That's the longest I've ever taken. Even without this technique, I could do all 3 in about 30 to 40 seconds. Something always goes wrong when you're recording a guide. Finally, we can move on.
Excellent. Elevator. Next up, the vault.
If you didn't die of boredom on that last section, we can now retrieve the bearer bonds. Once you've cut the chain, Pavel will message you the safe code. You'll see it bottom left above the map for a short duration. If you forget the combination, you can bring it up again from your phone. Check your messages.
You remember the combination, yes? Do you see the bonds? You know, it is kind of us to be showing Mr. Rubio the flaws in his security.
If a body has been found, this is when you'll find out you made a mistake. Regardless to whether or not you made a mistake, Pavel will let you know that drainage has been sealed, so you will need to make your way back down all the stairs back to the gate where you took out the first guy. From here, you need to jump over the railing ahead and up the stairs to your left. At the top of the stairs, stick to the right when going through this section as not to alert the guard. As you can see, the route is clear. If there's a guard in front of you, just wait here until he walks back to the left before you make a run for it.
On the way out, do not be shy. Help yourself.
When you do go for it, remain to the right until you about level with the yellow marker. Just walk and aim for the purple door ahead and you'll be fine. Then when you've interacted with the gate after a short RP scene, it's on to the last stretch out of here. If you set the alarms off and you still manage to escape, a guard with a scrambler will stop here. Take the bike and follow the same route I take on foot. Only use the bike to jump off the edge and propel yourself further into the water. Don't forget upon entering the water to put on your rebreather. Drowning and becoming fish food is the last thing you want after making it this far. We are nearly there now, guys and gals. You will soon be sipping on your favorite drink with money in the bank to fund your favorite activities in GTA. Just follow the underwater trench into deeper water and reap your rewards. And that's it for this guide. Thank you for clicking on this video. If it helped at all, leave a like to let me know. I like a like. I've been your host for this video, and you've been awesome. Until next time, I'm out.
You ain't never heard shit like this from the block before. Yeah, top down. Top down.
Give me a finger and touch my bell. Ha 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 ha!